2, 3, 1. We are live. And we'll see who's gonna join. Today we are having some fun. I will be answering your questions. I will be answering the questions that I received yesterday and today. So we'll see what's gonna happen. I just copied the questions here, so I have them on the other screen, so I can go through them and see what I can answer for you guys. I'm gonna read out the name of the person who asked the question, and then I'll read out the question and we go from there. Hey everybody, so nice to see you all. So nice to see you all. It's we're still in Finland. It's a little bit chilly. It's October, and first things first, happy, is it like Animal Week now that started today? So happy Animal Week for everyone, and it should be happy Animal Week every week. So, and happy week for, all of us. Okie dokie, first question that I have here is from Christiane Drews, and she's asking, when come changes to my life? So my dear friend, the changes come to your life, in my opinion, every day. They come to your life when you decide that you are ready to change. And things change constantly. Everything is changing all the time. And you believe me, if you're waiting things to turn out to be better, they will eventually. That is a fact, and they will for sure. And I'm gonna probably talk more about that too when we move on. But the changes are coming, my friend. Then there's Petra, who's asking if I can be her friend and walk with her through this life. Well, even we haven't met in person, we are walking through this life together anyway. We are walking, and I am walking with you, and you are walking with me, and we are all walking with each other, even though we may not meet in person, but when we do meet, then we just hug and say that we have been walking all this time together this far. I believe this to be true. We are walking, hand in hand in energy all the time, every single one of us. So then there is Pia, who's asking if Nana, being her pet, already passed on the other side, was with them on the cliff today. And I would say that whatever you saw, whatever you felt, or however you received the moment when you were on that cliff yesterday, I am sure if you felt her presence, she was there with you. Like I said before, we are all walking this life together hand in hand. I believe that if your intuition told you that she was there, then she was. Then there's a big question. Ulla-Maja is asking, how could we help farmed animals not just being vegan, but in other ways? Well, this is a big question, and everyone should ask that. Everyone should be thinking about this thing inside themselves. So I would say, how could you help farm animals is to love them, love the people that are taking care of them, and not hate anyone. Just give out love, especially when we are pointing fingers to other people, that how they are not taking care of their animals and how they are farm animals are treated poorly. The only thing can ever help, and then like turn this a little bit because of the sun. The only thing that can help is that we love the ones that we would like otherwise. I don't want to use the word hate, but people that we think that are not doing the good thing or are not treating the animals a good way, or animals are hurt or they are suffering or whatever, what they have taught me is that the only thing that can actually help is to love the abuser as much as you love the abused. So in this case, love the butcher as much as you love the animal, love fisherman as much as you love the fish in the net, and that's the best thing we can do. It doesn't cost anything, and it's completely free to send love. And then one thing you can always do is change things in your own life. Start eating consciously, start living more consciously, and when one person changes how they see the farm animals, when one person changes how they live their life, what they eat, it changes for everybody. I can't tell you that the right way is to stop eating meat, but it's been the right way mostly for me. I still eat some fish. I do appreciate them giving their life, and I thank them and all that. It's not easy to change everything overnight, but everybody can think how you could change, what you can leave out. We just came inside a little while ago. We went to the grocery store, and one thing that we realized, that I say it over and over and over again because it's a good thing for me. I realized that how much money I save. We don't buy any meat, we don't buy any milk products, and we don't buy any bread. Well, bread is mostly vegan. I just don't buy bread because it's not healthy for me, and that's my choice. But anyway, and on the other note, since we don't buy all those things, we can pretty much buy anything we want, and there are so many different vegetables and things you can eat. And there's a good question asked that is there any more live feeds in Finnish? Unfortunately, very little. Hyvin vähän tulee suomeksi enää näitä livejä, since there are so many people listening in English. Niin paljon ihmisiä kuuntelee englannin kielellä. So there are more people that understand English than who understand Finnish. So that's just my personal choice. And I think at some point I will be doing something again in Finnish, but anyway. So anyway, that's like a little bit longer answer to a question, how can we help farm animals? But you know that, it's like there are a lot of choices, but the one choice that doesn't cost you anything, we just stop judging other people. And one thing I want to say still, when we are judging people in China and Far East, they're eating dog meat and all that, then I say first, darlings, first we look into our own refrigerator and see if we have some milk products, if we have some meat products, if we have any animal-related products before we start judging them there. They have done that hundreds and hundreds of years. This doesn't mean that I approve of it, but when you point your finger to somebody else, there's at least 3 fingers pointing back at you. So judging what other people do never took us anywhere. Okay, then there's an interesting question from Mike. How can I earn $1 million next year? I would answer you if I knew. One thing I know. Well, I can have a lecture of earning $1 million when I've earned $1 million myself. Follow somebody that have done that. Ask the question from somebody that have done that. And this goes with, with all and everything. I wouldn't ask my mom how to fix my car. So I wouldn't ask somebody that is not a millionaire how to become a millionaire. And this is one thing that you have to be very cautious now. There are lots and lots and lots of people offering all around the world workshops how to become a millionaire and how to make money, and they don't know nothing about making money or being financially free or anything, and they're trying to get your money that you pay to go to the workshop so they can teach you, law of attraction, or how you attract money and how you attract financial wealth and all those things. So there are people that actually have done that and actually are financially free and have done, millions and gazillions dollars. So I would say, Mike, that would be the best thing I can answer. Then there's Ray asking, how are you? I am doing awesome. As you can see, I'm a little bit pale since the sun is not giving me the tan anymore. So I'm looking forward to go back to Costa Rica in a couple of months' time. So we're teaching again in Rhythmia, and we are so looking forward to the warm. It's like, it's funny when you used to being in the sun, you just start needing the sun more and more and more. Then there was Kirsi who asked me if I have ever read The Law of One, and she's telling that she's now rereading it. I have never read the book called Law of One. I've already researched it, and I have it on my computer, the link open for that book. I'm gonna look into it, and I mean, by all means, if you guys have good books that you want to recommend to everybody, then just go right ahead. It's like everybody needs to know what to read, and people are asking, which is nice about social media, that we can ask recommendations, what to watch, what to read, what to listen, and all that. It's but I will look into Law of One. It sounds truly interesting. Then there was even bigger. These questions are huge, guys. What is the meaning of life? Rita is asking. What is the meaning of life? Is it only a gift and we can enjoy the journey? What is the meaning of life? Holy shitski. There's somebody, Johanna, hello, telling me that their cows want to see us. Yeah, we want to come see your cows, and we want to come and talk with your cows, and we want to come and film when I talk with the cows so we can show it to everybody. That's the deal. What is the meaning of life? Is to find the love and stay in the love, regardless what's happening around us. I think that's the meaning for me. And life is a gift. That's absolutely right. Life is a gift, and so many people say, I want to be happy, I want to live a happy life, and I guess there are so many. Life is so meaningful in so many different ways that I think it's to find the love, find the self-love, just love, appreciate everything. Appreciate the life now in this moment, the gift that we have. It's so hard. It is so hard for me sometimes too. It's like so hard. Okay, then there's Kaija is asking, when are we coming to Kello, which is close to Oulu, where we used to have a lot of workshops. We will definitely come there when we just pick up the time, so we can have some fun, have a maybe medium night, the animal medium night or whatever in Oulu, and do that kind of stuff. And Kaija is, she's got these Schelt Sheltie dogs. They're little doggies. They are awesome. They're so cute. She's got the puppies. I think she wrote the puppies are now 8 weeks or 9 weeks or something. They're so cute. They're so we absolutely love those dogs. Tuulikki is asking, what next? What comes next? Okay, well, the next moment comes after this moment. So what comes next? What comes next to you, or what comes next to me? What comes? It's a good question. What comes next? Moment after moment, we're living this life, and the moment that was just here is now gone, and we are moving forward. That's a good question. What comes next? Well, to me, like work-wise, the next thing that comes up is I'm gonna be going with Ingela when she's gonna have her Reiki class in Kihtersvaara, and that's next. And we're leaving tomorrow, and we'll be there, and it's awesome. Her classes are just crazy good. If you ever been, or if you ever want to come to her Reiki and silent healing classes, they're like 2 days, and they are insane. She's out of this world. She's so freaking good, and I love her. She's she's the real deal. Then my brother Jorge from Costa Rica asks, who has been the wiser animal you have ever spoken with, and what was the teaching? The teaching and the wisest animal I've ever spoken to was my horse, my past horse, and her name is Leila. She's on the other side, and she's still talking to me every once in a while, and I'm gonna do another whole video about her teaching, and it's gonna be posted in the Sacred Animal Messages and Silent Healing group, and everybody can watch it through YouTube and so on. But and it's quite a long story, but the short version is that when she passed away, I was praying and calling all my friends and asking their help, and that she would be healed, and she passed away anyway. And one of my friends told me that I didn't believe enough for her healing, and I got a lot of guilt over it, and I was like suffering insanely. And later on she told me that it was her time to move on the other side, and the time became that we start doing work together, and she started to talk to me, and she gave me the book. I wrote the book with her, and the whole teaching and the message, well, you can call it a teaching, was that when the time was for her to leave, there was nothing nobody could have done at that point to save her. And the meaning is that there's in life, there's no, like with God or spirit, it's not changing. If I believe enough in something, I will most definitely get this thing that I want. It's not a bargaining thing. So she said that just trust that whatever happens in your life, it's happening for a reason, and you are absolutely where you're supposed to be at this point. That is called faith, and that's nothing to do with religion or anything. That's to do with faith and trust. And still today, it's one of the biggest lessons I've ever got. It's the biggest lesson by far. When I have had hard times in my life, to know that I am where I'm supposed to be, it's a gift. And the first question that we started the whole thing was with whatever her name was, that when is life gonna get easier, and whatever you're going through, whoever is watching, whatever you guys are going through, it's you just trust that it's gonna get better. And I know people are going through hard stuff. I've gone through so hard things in my life that it's been hard, but it's still not even slightly compared to what Ingela's gone through, and she's the greatest example in my life. And if you go, well, let me put it this way: if you're going through a hardship in your life, go to her class. And this is not an advertisement. She's gone through so many difficult things in her life, and she's still here. She's not drinking. She's healthy. She's doing good. She's if she could have gone through everything she's gone through, and she's still doing good. So yeah, that's a big thing, and that's her story to tell. So she always tells her story and inspires people everywhere she goes. Yes. Okay, Linda is asking, when are we coming to Piteå? Piteå is in Sweden. We love Piteå. It's a nice, cute little town in northern part of Sweden, and give lessons or readings. And I can stay at their house. Oh, we will come. Like we're going to, oh, hey, like I said, Kaija just asked when are we coming to Oulu. So when we come to Oulu next time, we can also come to Piteå. That's a deal. Okay. Maybe next spring. I think this winter is pretty much booked, so we'll do that. Then there's next question is also about animal communication. There is Sarah asking, can you communicate with dogs that have crossed over? Absolutely, I do. That's almost like 50% of my work is to communicate with animals that are already passed on and crossed over, and that's like, part of my job, and my biggest calling is to bring ease in people's sorrow and sadness and all that. So I definitely do communicate with them all the time. It is and sometimes it's even easier to communicate with somebody that's already passed on, since their energy is flowing freely. It's not stuck in their body. So then Melissa is asking, do animals try to communicate with you every day? Yeah, I would say that. And they don't even have to try. Their communication is so natural, it's flowing. And I would ask the question other ways: am I communicating with every animal that I meet? And the answer is no. The thing that I get, not only thing, but the thing that I get is their emotion, what kind of an emotional state they're at. And that's like the sensation that I get. And otherwise, if they want to communicate, they can. I'm not tuned in all the time when I'm like walking there and going to the groceries, but when a dog passes by, I do get the sensation how they're feeling and how they're doing. Okay, well then there's a question from Mia. She's asking when things are gonna get easier, and I think I've answered that in like different ways. When things are gonna get easier, they will always. Things will get easier. Well, then there's Anne. This is a very nice question. This is absolutely a beautiful question. How can I get the same kind of light that you and Ingela have? Just stay in the light. Stay in your own light. Don't listen to other people, and do what feels right. Follow your heart. I think that's the biggest thing. Follow your heart. We are following our heart. We are going with the flow. We are like, I think that's, and when things feel rough and tough and heavy, breathe and try to center yourself. And one thing that have helped me in life in general is that when I decided that when I react to something, when somebody says something or somebody does something, I don't act right away. So if somebody says something, I don't snap back right away. I'll wait. I sleep on it. When shitloads stuff is happening, when shit is hitting the fan, sleep on it. Always good thing is to sleep on it. Come back to the thing tomorrow. See what happens. You know, just rest and let things fly. And by the way, guys, it's not always easy for us either. We just learn to, you know, kind of find the positive side to things. It's definitely not always easy. That's for sure. That's a fact. And people always tell me, yeah, if I was you, Mike, oh, you're so courageous, you are so brave. I would do the same things. I would go and travel and leave my job if I were like you. Well, I can tell you this much, that I always wasn't this brave. I've taught myself, I've learned the skills to go through hard stuff, and when I feel scared and I don't know what to do, I've just learned to like go through, and if I can do it, you can do it. That's a fact. Then there's Lena asking, I'm gonna say this in English, I'm not sure if you're listening, that I had to do one of the hardest decisions in my life Monday. I can't ask from my loved one what is he thinking and why the ending was like it was. And okay, there were a lot of questions about animals on the other side, and I'm gonna say that just happy Animal Day, yes, and just give yourself a little bit of time so that you can get past like the peak emotion, the sadness. To give yourself a little bit of give yourself rest and allow yourself to feel the sadness and sorrow, and then you can hear your animal better. And the thing is that this is important. When somebody passes over to the other side, and if you have to let them go or they go naturally, it doesn't matter. What happens with us, we get stuck. We get stuck in the moment that happened just before their passing. And this have happened to me. I'm not an exception. But when you are in the moment of letting your animal friend to take the step to move on to the other side, we get stuck in that emotion where they hurt, were they suffering, what happened just before, did I make the decision too early, was I too late, and all that. The thing that is true, after they have passed on, everything is fine. They are in love and light and everything is perfect. So we can just, be assured that we can also forgive ourselves. Whatever, the feelings, we don't have to carry any guilt. And I've lost my friends and my animal friends, and I had to let them go. And I've felt the same emotions, but through my work, that I've now done over 18 years now, I have learned that their message is always the same. Everything is fine, and we can move on, and we can feel the sadness and sorrow, which equals love. We don't feel sadness for over someone or something that we haven't loved. So when we feel the love, we also feel the sadness, and that's completely okay. Let yourself to feel that, but leave the guilt out. You can leave the guilt out. And what they also say is that they are perfectly fine, and they are as much with you as they were with you when they were still in the flesh, as like living on this plane. Only hard thing for us people is that we can't touch them anymore, and so that's the hardest part. So anyways, moving on. Jonna is asking, how are my huskies feeling? This is a lady from up north Finland, and she's got a husky farm, and the winter is coming. I think huskies are feeling pretty good. They're stoked about the upcoming season, and they get to run. And we are particularly asking about her huskies, I know her. She's also my student, and her huskies are doing awesome. I follow her, and they're doing good. Then I'll still take a couple more questions, and then we'll see. Heli is asking, is there a request for communicators and healers in Finland, or should I look outside the country borders? Should I look somewhere else, and do we have enough requests here? I think there's a lot of work for all of us in Finland and abroad. It doesn't matter. As the most important thing is, well, first of all, there are animals here. Enough for everyone. Are they here on this earth or already past? There are tons and tons of animals, so that everyone can communicate. The light is like, I'm in the light that is coming through the window. The fall light is like the sun is going down anyway. Yes, there is work. As long as you rehearse, you practice, you become a good communicator, and you start doing it, and you help your friends, you help your family members with their animals, and then you start looking for outside your close circles and helping other people, and the best communicators become by practicing it. The ones that practice become the best. That's my opinion. And the work is everywhere. Everywhere where you can find animals, you can find work. And this thing is so well known now that like when I go to United States, people know about animal communication. I don't have to explain what it means. And nowadays in Finland too, people already know what it is. Okie dokie. Johanna is asking, I'm still trying to find the answer to this. If I cannot see, then how do I visualize? This is an awesome question. This is a girl that is blind. And how do I visualize? You visualize with your heart. You don't have to see the pictures. You feel, you smell, you touch, you taste, you feel all these things. And by the way, this person I've met, and I have had quite a few blind people in my workshops, and their communications are awesome, since we do a lot of long distance communicating, and since their vision is kind of, they can't see, they can sense every other way. And I would say that visualizing is just it's just one part. And even though if you don't know the colors or you don't know some shapes or whatever, you know what is if the animal wants to show you a house or a chair, or you get the sensation what it is. So you use all your other senses, and that might be even stronger than visualizing something itself. And by the way, visualizing as a practice, as a visualizing like I'm visualizing my dream life, it's a freaking hard thing. It's almost like meditating. You have to be really focused to be able to visualize stuff. Then I'm gonna jump. Then we're gonna have another question. This is the last question I'm gonna do now. Kat from, I believe she's from New Zealand. She asked, my German Shepherd competes in obedience but won't do the stay exercise where he has to remain in sit or down with other dogs while we all walk away about 15 meters. And why is that? Well, that's hello Sharon, and I think that's like I say, animal communicator is not a trainer, and a trainer can be animal communicator. So we should ask him, or I should maybe, communicate a little bit deeper. What is he thinking? How is he seeing this exercise? But without knowing more about the subject, I would say, how are you feeling about the exercise and the obedience training and whatever? How are you feeling about it, and what is going through in your mind when you're doing it? And I would say that he probably doesn't feel comfortable since you don't feel comfortable, and he wants to come after you, and he feels like that's his more important to come after you than sit still. And one thing you can always do is to explain him. If you can't explain him out loud, just explaining in your head, and like kind of give the thought that you expect him to stand still or sit, and you are not leaving him, you are not going far away, you're just going a little bit like 15 meters, and then you're gonna be calling him. Sometimes we have to explain when we are even training. We have to explain things with words so that our animals can understand us better. What is expected of them? Why are you can explain to him before you even go to the training. Why are we going to the training? Does he even like the training? Do you like the training, by the way? Are you enjoying going to the training field with him, or all these different things? And I don't know if he's old or young or whatever, so I would have to know a little bit more about that, and maybe do a deeper communication. Sometimes it just needs a little space to tune in with that specific animal. There's still a lot of good questions left, and I didn't have time. I'm gonna have another question and answer session in a few days, so please send more questions. I love talking to you guys. I'm thoroughly happy to see everyone, and I hope to talk to you soon again. And I love you, and stay in your light and love one another, and everything's gonna be good, and everything's gonna be going to be better, whatever you're going through. I love you all. Talk to you soon. Bye.